Hey, this is John. Welcome back to Modern Old School Developer. In this episode, we're going to be doing some polishing of the UI, clean up our code a little bit, do a little bit of refactoring, and make things a little bit more efficient. I'm hoping anyway. Let's go look what's in VS Code. So I'm going to open up the actor selector here, and sometimes you see a long list of Tailwind classes, but if you only have 2 or 3, I just leave them where they are. I think they're fine like that. However, I do notice that this div and this div are pretty much identical. We've got the same kind of layout, the same kind of section header, and all we really need to do is add this difference in select things. So why don't we go ahead and abstract this div into its own component. So let's make a new component, the actor selector list. Yeah, that seems fine. All right, so we're going to copy this div right here. This is what we're going to work with over here. So let's get rid of this div here. All right, the select thing, this needs to be the children. And this needs to be the title. All right, so now we just have the title and the children as props. And because we're in Typescript, we'll make an interface for props. Title is going to be, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Sometimes VS Code is too helpful. Children is React.React node. Yeah. Okay, that looks pretty good. So actor selector list looks like that. So let's go in here and let's make us an actor selector list. Title equals available. And then we're going to put this select under there and delete that div. Same thing for down here, actor selector list, title equals selected. And now again, we put the select right over in here and then get rid of this div. Okay, and I think that's much less redundant than it was before. So if I go back looking over here, it's the exact same thing we had before. This isn't different, it's just cleaner code, easier to read with fewer redundancies. So you can see we've got basically our structure right in here and just the things that are unique in this children property right over here. And we put this select in here. So there we go. And we'll be able to access both of these selects right here when we need to do actual work on them. I'm gonna get rid of this 12, that's bugging me. So there we go. We have refactored part of the actor stuff. Cool. All right, so what else can we do? I think this actor list looking pretty good, actually. So what else might we want to do? Okay, so that is our actor selector. What else do we have over here? What about our category selector? Any redundancies in there? Honestly, no, I don't think that there are. I think this is okay, just like it is. So that looks good. What about our movie list? Nope, that's just one thing. So the rest of it, I think, is in our movie data. Okay, so yeah, so just like we had before, this thing right here with this flex thing definitely has a structure that we can abstract into its own component. So let's start out by doing that. Let's make a movie data row. So let's make a new file, movie data form row, and RFCE, there we go. And we're going to copy this into there. All right, so instead of this input, we're going to have the children be here. And we're going to have the title again. Keep doing that. Okay. So title and children are props. I might as well copy that from the actor selector I made because I did the exact same props over there too. Make sure if we need a types file. Maybe I should put a types file in there. I don't know. That looks pretty good there. We're having a movie data. You stay open, please. Okay, so that looks right. All we have to do now is do movie data form row title equals name. And children will be this input box. We can delete that. And there we go. So let me clean up the rest of these, and we'll have that a bit cleaner. All right, so now we've got movie data form rows on all of these. So that's looking pretty nice, I think. So the rest of these, I think, are okay, although you're probably wondering, what about these long list of classes in here? Are you gonna make a component for those input fields as well? Well, no, I'm not. We're going to do something different about those. We're going to abstract this into its own class. So let's go into the index.css, and we are going to apply a new layer. In this case, it's going on the components layer. Why? I don't remember exactly, but just trust that it needs to be there. So we're going to have movie data input class, and we are going to apply some classes there. So in this movie input, we're going to have, I think it's these, right? So just put all of these over here. All right. And now we will have movie data input. Now we have one class for this. And it should be the same thing for the other input up there, right? Yeah, that should be good. All right, and similar things here, not entirely the same. We have the different button colors, but mostly the same. So let's make another class over here, movie data button. And we're going to apply inline block style with, let's get rid of the colors, except for the text being white. That's common to all of them. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. So we're going to have movie data button, and we're going to have the Tailwind classes. And same thing over here with movie data button and the colors. And if we do that, we should see that it looks the same. And hey, it does. Cool. You know, I might like a background color when we have these over here. Let's see if we can do that. Let's see if we can make it like a light gray or something. So over in index.css, movie data input, let's see, that'll be the focus property. Focus property, background, gray, 200. Would that be okay? We can still read it, I think. Yeah, I think that's okay. Should the text be bolder? Let's lighten that gray up a little bit. Let's take it to 100. Okay, it's subtle, but I think it's better. Okay, maybe we can round these studio selects too. Can that be a thing? Let's see about if we can round those. If this was rounded, what would that look like? They have. You know, I don't mind that. What's rounded large look like? You know, I don't mind that. Let's do that. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, that looks a bit better. And let's make those buttons a bit more rounded than they are. So let's separate these a little bit. Go back to index.css. Rounded should be what? That's border radius 25 rems. Okay. Let's try rounded large. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and I think we want tracking wide or wider. Yeah, a little bit of spacing between the lettering. I kind of like that. All right, I think that looks a bit nicer. So anything else we need to abstract or fix or enhance about this? I'm thinking it looks pretty good like it is. I think we can move on to actual, something else. Yeah, I think this is okay. We've abstracted the categories. There's only one of these, so it's fine to have it like there. One thing I was hoping for was that this and this could be the same height. Like this border should end at the bottom here. So I need this inside thing to be the same size here. So what can we do about that? Maybe we can make both these have a height property. Let's see what our options are for that. So over on, is it on the page? No, movie list. There's no height on this. So what are our options? 96, that's going to be too high, I think. What's 48 going to be? That's going to be too small. So what are our options? 72 might work. I think that's going to be okay. Let me add some more movies. Not sure what's going on there. Okay. Yep, that's okay. Let's see if we add that, if that's okay on that one as well. We have subtly made the screen scroll. I did not want that to happen. What's our next option down from 72? 64, is that? No, it's okay actually. All right, let's do that. Let's try with 64 on the height of the movie data. So that's going to be, I think, this div, right? Class name equals height 64. Yeah, and now we have them being the same size. So I'm wondering about moving the buttons down a bit farther, like if this could be in the middle of this white space here instead. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Like I would like that to happen. Let's see if we can make that happen. I think if we made this whole thing a div and this whole thing a div and made it a flex box laid out vertically with justify between, I think that would do what I want. So let's go over to movie data, and we have this thing. So first of all, I want a div for all of the rows, and I want a div for this, and then we're not going to have this margin top, margin bottom, I don't think, anymore. And this is going to be, we need another div. Class name equals flex, and flex call, I think. So let's take a look at that. What does that look like? I think it's okay as long as we then add justify between. Justify around. I think maybe I'm in the wrong spot. Well, now that I have it working, I'm not sure I actually want it there at all. But so what I had to do was I moved the H64 class from the div up here to the div down here. I need this div to have the full height to be able to give to the child div later on. Otherwise, if it's up here where it was, I have to pass it down here, here, and here. So I just moved it to this div here, which is fine. So once we have that, then we can make this second child take the remaining height. So this takes, this first child, which has all the rows, takes whatever height it takes. The next one takes the full height of whatever is remaining. So because I've got height from the parent, I know what's remaining to be taken, and we get the full height that exists here. Then I make this a flex display. We make it a flex column, justify to go vertically, and then we justify center, making that vertical the main axis where I center it. Otherwise, you get them stretched weirdly. So I'm not sure it's what I actually want, but I'll leave it for now and see what I think. I may change it up later, but it's fine for the moment. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good, and we've done a lot of good stuff to clean up some of the classes and sections and get things looking better and get things to be less redundant. So hope you have learned something about CSS using Tailwind, applying classes to other classes, and about abstracting things into components, which is usually the right choice for React. But there are a few cases where I don't want to make a specialized component. Select and input are good examples of this because they have lots of properties that I might have to customize or override to get them to work in my own component, which I don't want to do. So I'm just going to leave this as having a custom class inside index.css. So, all right. Well, I think that's a good wrapping up point for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, hey, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, help the channel out. And I will see you next time.